Samsung TV for 2022. It's the Q80B 50-inch model. Check below timestamps and descriptions for measurements or dimensions and so on. I'll try and put any sort of key moments down there. Also, definitely check the timestamp. It might be a bit of a long video. I am going to put it on the wall. I've already got my bracket mounted, but I'm going to mount it all on its pedestal stand first, take it off, put the wall brackets or the arms on the back of it, and then hang it on the wall. Top of the box we can see the pedestal neck, quick setup guide, instruction book and remote pack. Pedestal neck, quick setup guide, instruction book and remote pack, bit of POS for the TV as well. Pull it out. Heavy metal pedestal base in the packaging there. Okay, that is the TV from the front. I haven't seen these white strips on them this year, but it's got it with a screen protector on. From the side, so it is thicker than the rest of the QLED range. And a quick shot from the back as well. Remote control and instruction book pack. AAA batteries. Figure 8 mains lead. Right angled connector. UK plug. CI card slot reader. Smart remote and standard remote. Onto the smart remote for 2022. Got power on and off at the top, voice command button there. That's the other functions. It'll take you to the settings, virtual keypad and coloured buttons. We've got multi-view button there. Cursor arrows up, down, left, right and enter. Play and pause. Press play and pause. You've got rewind and fast forward and so on. Back button, home button. Volume rocks up and down and in for mute. Channels rock up and down and in for guide. Quick fire Samsung TV Plus, Netflix, Prime Video and Disney Plus. Flip it over. We've got the solar cell on the back. Idea is leave it face down when you're not using it. Should keep the charge topped up. And if we run all the way out, we've got a little tab there to pull out. USB Type-C slot there, so it's totally dead. We can charge it up off a phone charger. Now looking at the standard remote, so we've got power on and off at the top, source button, channel numbers, teletext, not in the UK, pre-channel to the previous channel, volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, channel list, quick access Netflix, Prime, Samsung TV Plus and Disney Plus. Cursor arrows up, down, left, right and enter. Got the home button there as well. Return to go back step by step, exit all the way out, the coloured buttons for what they refer to depending on apps and media playback, shortcut to the settings, info for the info bar, audio description and subtitles there, play, stop, pause, forward and rewind for apps and media playback as well. Flip it over, push down there and slide away, AAA batteries into the back. Onto the quick setup guide. See there we've got a list of the inputs running down the side of the TV, included accessories, to you to lay it on a large flat surface bigger than the TV. That's that pedestal neck there with a cable cover and assembly of the pedestal base or pedestal stand. Attaching it to the television, two of you there, don't squeeze the screen, popping your power lead in, tucking the cable down the back, switching it on. Key dimensions listed there and the key to them, and also the VESA mount at the back and the correct bolts, 26 to 28mm bolts. Pedestal neck, we've got a 2M4 by 14mm screw packs there, 8 bolts in total, pretty similar to last year's Q80A. Pedestal neck, black finish. We've got the plastic sort of duct there to hide the cables down if I can take it off. There we go. So we've got a channel down there, we can run the cables down, slap the cover back on, keep it nice and tidy and in place. Heavy steel pedestal base there. Rotate that. Okay, That's looking at the bottom of the pedestal base, may as well. Rubber pads on the bottom, stop you marking your table, a couple of rubber pads there as well. Also stop it sliding around and scratching. Tab there to locate, turn it over. That's looking at the pedestal base from the top. Like a powder coated finish there, quite nice, sort of matte textured effect. Also got those 4 threaded holes as well for our M4 screws to go into. Basically all we do, pedestal neck, see we've got that hook there and a hole here to locate it, and then see we've got those 4 through holes to drop 4 screws into. While we're at it, I'll just drop those in. That's our pedestal stand, fully assembled, ready to go on the TV. Now I've got the TV laid down on a large flat surface, just going to zoom in while we fit the pedestal base. See we've got 4 threaded holes for our screws to drop into, also 2 slots there, 2 tabs here to locate into the slots, and through holes for those screws. So we just tilt it and offer it into those slots, drop it down gently, screws in somewhere, so wind those in. Cool, nice and solid. Similar to some of the other QLEDs for this year and last year. Got these grooves running around that we can tuck our cables into. So again, pop the mains lead in there, find the appropriate groove to run it down, just push it into there, down the back of that neck, somewhere with a cable cover, pop that on, and that's it. So from the front we shouldn't see any of the cable, again HDMI's aerial, whatever, running down there under that neck, just keeps it nice and neat looking from the front. Also if you can see it through the window when you're walking in your home, from the back as well, should keep that nice and neat looking from that view as well. Pull it off, just like that. Now looking at the connections running down the side, so from the top, USB 5V half amp, 5V 1 amp USB, digital optical audio out, HDMI 4, HDMI 3 is enhanced audio return channel, HDMI 2 and HDMI 1, LAN or wired internet, twin sat for watch and record, and terrestrial aerial input there. Peel off that sticker for your CI card slot reader. Onto the dimensions. Could be a critical one. Width for that pedestal base, a bit more sensible than some of them now. 51 centimeters, maybe 20 1/8 of an inch. Whatever it stood on to the bottom of the screen. 7 3/4 centimeters, or just over 3 inches to the top of the screen. 72 centimeters, or 28 3/8 of an inch. Width wise, it is a 50-inch model. 111.5 centimeters, 43 5/8 of an inch. It is a 200mm square VESA. You won't be able to use the slim fit wall mount on this. Only reason is you're going to see the brackets at the top because those VESA holes are quite high up. To the bottom VESA hole from the bottom of the TV, 295-96 millimeters from the bottom of the TV to the center of that first VESA hole. 54 millimeters thick. As an example, those are the plates that you attach for the slim fit wall mount, then attaches to another bit, so the plate is going to be showing above the TV. So I think that's one of the only TVs out of this year's range you can't put on that slim fit wall mount. However, we can put a normal wall bracket on it, which I'm going to do next. Pedestal stand's now taken back off. I'm going to put a flat fixed bracket on it. So I'll put a link for this bracket in the description if anybody is interested. Get a bolt pack with it, universal as such. The 2 arms for mounting, there and there. and the plate that I'm going to attach to the wall. Okay, so they are the two arms. We have screws in the pack that wind up there to lock it against this plate. So this plate will be on the wall. It'll hook on like so. We just wind the two screws in and it's secure. I've moved my arms higher up just so my centre of gravity is quite high where that plate's attaching to the wall, just for strength and the tilting forwards. I think it recommended 24 or 25mm bolts, M8s. I've got 30mm that came in that pack with washer on each, plus the thickness of that bar. Should be about right. The screw can't go too far, it will just stop. So I always pull that bit of slack up as I'm mounting it so both arms are equal, because if I have one pulled up and one pulled down, TV is going to be not level. So get my remaining bolts in. Can now put those securing screws back in. You can see why I've removed them just so I can get those bolts in. Okay, so with my wall plate up there, you can see we've got a few inches either way we can slide the TV, although we're going to mount it central, but it gives you that leeway, you can move it about. When this plate is attached to the wall, obviously hook the TV on, you can wind those up to secure it. I want to know the bottom of the plate to the bottom of the TV, which in this case, just over 325mm. I've mounted that plate to the wall off camera because I'm trying to keep the video a bit shorter, and I've done quite a few of these now. All I did, pre-drilled it, it's a wooden wall, put 4 wood screws in. Obviously if it's brick, breeze block, whatever, use the appropriate fixings to fix that, make sure it's secure. I measured my 325mm, so I want the bottom of the TV to be there, up to there to my bracket, put a centre line on. I've only put the grey tape on so it shows up on camera. So obviously I mark it out with a spirit level on top as well. If you use a bracket with a built-in level, don't trust it. Use your own spirit level on the top. And as you just nip those screws up tight, put your level on again, make sure it stayed level. 2 people to mount this if possible, but if not, you're on your own. That is it. So I slid it down the wall so I could just feel it hook onto that bracket. All I'm going to do now, still got my hand underneath, just going to slide it side to side. Look down the back and I can see that securely on. Connect my leads up quickly, see how well this goes on camera. Let's take my watch off. Power. I've got aerial mains and an optical just in case I have a soundbar underneath. I probably use HDMI nowadays. It's the aerial in. Ethernet. Optical's tricky because there is an orientation to it. Other benefit of having 2 people is you can put your leads on before you actually hook it on the wall and you don't have to press about like I have, but that is it, all connected. Going to tuck that excess mains back into the hole. Okay, all wired up, mains, internet and aerial. Just going to get my screen peelers off. Jesus, they're a bit too sticky. Peel away. So press a button on the smart remote to start it pairing. So two simple options to set up your TV. If you've got a Samsung or whatever smartphone, you can transfer your Wi-Fi and Samsung account details to the TV. I'm going remote control step by step. Okay. Pop in a pin you'll remember for future setups. If you've got other HDMI devices, turn them all on. It will identify them. I've only got the aerial connected, which you can see. Terrestrial and digital. Should have wired internet, so obviously that's not connected at the other end. Now I'll just quickly do the Wi-Fi setup. Thank you. Agree to all. So there will be an update. I'll try and do the update and come back as soon as it's done. Too bad. Right, back in a mo. Okay, it's now rebooted after doing its update. I'm just going to skip sign into your Samsung account there. I do at home, so I can download further apps and so on. Also I use smart things to change channel and do whatever sometimes. Skip. Pop your postcode in to find your service provider. Okay, quick summary of what I've got there. Network and channels tuned in. Select your voice command service out of Bixby, Alexa and Google Assistant. I usually go for Bixby for customers. At home I'd probably go Google Assistant myself. And there, link your Prime using your phone or PC. Okay, you can quickly add a few there. It tells me what's already on my home screen. I'm just going to save that, leave as is. Again, you've got adaptive picture and voice. I'm going to say later for the demo. It's not too bad on picture. Some stuff ends up a bit too vibrant and vivid. Works fairly well on sound though, but I shall say later. We just got a message there about the adaptive lighting, so it will set the backlight to the ambient light in the room, dim it or brighten it up depending on the lighting. There's my aerial tuning, which it did in the background, so it's asking where my aerial is pointing. It is Yorkshire and Leeds.
Cope with the increased cost of living.
Right, so before I go any further, I'm just going to try the retail demo. And then I'll do the settings afterwards, because if I do the settings first then the retail demo, it will revert back anyway. So onto settings. Onto settings. All settings.
You're watching Newsday on the BBC and still to come on the program.
Down to general and privacy. System manager and retail mode.
Members of the neo-Nazi resistance movement stormed the World Trade Center armed with pistols and shotguns.
We believe that according to
Okay, pretty cool. Take it back off the retail mode, back to home.
To the record heat in Spain and extreme rainfall in China. So we begin with the flooding in South Africa, and our correspondent Pumza Fulani in Johannesburg.
Weather experts described the floods that
Okay,
devastated
just knock that down a moment. So I'm going to do some of the settings first before I go any further. I'm leaving the picture mode on standard, but power and energy saving, brightness optimization. Again, I'd probably leave that on at home so it'll adjust the backlight automatically depending on ambient light. For the demo, I'm turning it off so it stays the same. Motion lighting, I'll definitely turn off. Screensaver can stay on. Auto power saving there, so if it's not getting any sort of Wi-Fi usage like you using your phone to interact with it, it could turn off from inactivity. And auto power off there, that's an inactivity standby. No commands from the remote, that will also turn off. I'll set that to off. And also tells us our available battery remote and to leave it face down to charge. Okay, apart from that, what else have we got? Smart stuff somewhere. Start screen. So there, start with Smart Hub Home, fair enough. Auto run the last app as well. Multiview mirroring, I'm turning off, and multiview casting. It's not for me multiview, so if I'm casting my phone or launching YouTube on it, I don't want one half to be the TV and one half to be YouTube or anything like that. Some people might. It's like picture in picture. I'd rather have my YouTube or my screen mirror in full screen rather than have it side by side, so I've turned those off. So I'm going to shut my mouth so we can hear and see the normal TV.
Families have not been able to grow food to feed themselves or to sell, and if they had livestock like cows, goats or camels, they're likely to have died because of a lack of water and pasture. Now, looking at the bigger picture, there are questions as to whether climate change is to blame for this drought, but scientists have not made that call yet.
Now to the raging debate that has dominated headlines for a few days. The decision by Swimming's World Cup.
Incredible, isn't it? The feeling of like everybody getting hit. Honestly, it's quite
It's all so exciting, you never believe it, you know.
Been having an amazing time.
Festival goers had queued all night to make sure they got in early.
It means everything, and to get back here after what's happened is just absolutely fantastic.
It's my first time. I've had my ticket for 3 years, so I can't wait.
Bit tired after the rain.
Hey.
And for Nanny Pat, it's been a very special day.
Get in there,
in
Nanny
2020.
Pat. You can get near the front. I can't.
Say, I've never seen an 80-year-old nanny
Nanny
off a
Pat
nut.
says she will definitely be in the front row for Paul McCartney and taking no prisoners. Colin Patterson, BBC News, Glastonbury.
Okay, so I'll say credit to Paramount Pictures because this is their content. I just want to try it for a sample. It's the Maverick TV.
Ship has been handed to its owner after its construction.
Okay,
in
just
the
try a
Taiwan
quick
city
football
of
demo, seeing as the
Shanghai.
video is already
The
10
vessel
hours
built
long.
for the Taiwanese firm Evergreen can carry 24,000 shipping containers.
We come the two teams, Manchester United against Inter in the International Champions Cup. Manchester United face Inter Milan to Pogba. Sure, they're encouraging him to shoot, and he will have a go. Pogba does get it back. Rashford, Pogba, what's he going to do? I don't know how he got that far, to be honest. And here come United, Shaw. Brilliant ball into the middle, nearly finds Rashford, just a little touch, took it behind him, and it finished level on points with third place Atalanta in Serie A last season. Inter. Brozovic swept deep, and was missed by the Gea. And it goes towards Gabini. Saka was back there, I think, to head that away. Pogba back towards his own goal, and then Saka up the Pogba's up as well. He leaves it brilliant, darling. Lingard off the line. Brilliant still for Pogba. Where's he going? Wonderful. Why not? Good save from Handanovic. Here's right. Shaw. Did well when Cardi was exiled from the team. Wan-Bissaka chopped down Riley into the penalty area.
Milan just floating this in now, I expect.
Young towards that corner. Handanovic forced into a save. Another marvellous moment for the teenager who's making a name for himself. Manchester United lead the game with 15 minutes to go. What a wonderful finish.
So much talk coming out of Old Trafford about the quality of this young man, not just from his youth coaches.
That's it. Manchester United get the win. And this man has done it again.
Okay, so
in places further east through the Midlands and across.
Alright, Darren. Quick look at the home screen there before I go. So apps, or we can go left. We've got the menu, media, ambient mode. Ambient mode, you can have a sort of screensaver on in the background. So when it's on standby, you can have it displaying pictures and the weather and time, or you can make your own collages, things like that up, which is pretty cool. Again, we can search through that part, or down to the menu and go settings, connected devices, multiview, whatever. Look at your account details. Okay, but back to that part. So sign into your Samsung account for more apps. We can scroll along. Samsung TV Plus, Live TV, Netflix, Prime, iPlayer, iTV, Disney Plus, Apple TV. You can mirror your Apple or Android phone to the TV. Rakuten, Now, YouTube, all four, Alexa, Samsung Health, do some exercise, yoga and Pilates in front of the TV. Internet, connect to Bluetooth, mouse and keyboard, do some basic browsing. My5, Plex, and you can edit that list there to make it your own. You can see what I've been using recently is Live TV in the background. And what's on now to the right of it. Going down, new and trending stuff from various sources there. Or free movies. Down again, Samsung TV Plus. Popular on iPlayer, CBeebies, Prime. Popular movies on Prime. New and exciting Disney, and so on, it goes on and on. But anyway, let's come out of there. There should be an Xbox service. It's either out now or it's coming out, where you can connect an Xbox controller and live stream and play some of your Xbox games on there, which is pretty cool. Gives you another dimension to your TV anyway. I think there is an offer on for that as well, where you get it for free, but I'll have to check that out. So all in all, I'll say pretty decent TV. Not sure of the cost yet, but that's the 50 Q80B. Decent sound on it, but it comes at a compromise because it is 54mm thick, and I think some of the other QLEDs are about 25mm, so it's over twice as thick. But then you've got that sort of balance between sound and the thickness of the TV. Obviously it's got larger speakers and more of a cabinet for resonance there. Picture wise, very good I thought. I can't see much backlight shining through. Didn't notice it blooming through hardly. Yeah, so all in all, very good. And that is it for now. Goodish.